As with all of our lists, we limit our picks to only 2 entries per franchise. We do not include remasters or ports because they already had their time. However, remakes are fair game. DLC will be discussed if available, but will not influence slot placement. Also, if we have not played a game, we can't evaluate it fairly, so if we left out your favorite game, that's probably why.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Brotrio here, and today we will be talking about one of the best-selling consoles of all time, the 6th best-selling console of all time, actually.
Top 10, baby.
Yeah, and it was one of the best consoles, if not the best, arguably, of Generation 7.
I think it was the best.
The Xbox 360.
I think it was king of the 7.
It was definitely, took off going hard, and one of the best-selling consoles with a huge flaw. Also, I mean, I've never heard of a console that has
13% failure rate on launch.
That big of a.
But it still outsold everybody except the Wii.
And it still was a solid console. Had a great controller and some amazing games. So here are the top 10 Xbox 360 games. And you know it's a tough list when one of the best platformers of recent memory barely makes it. Super Meat Boy was an absolutely amazing game. Arguably a better experience on the Xbox 360 just because the music for the 360 I much prefer to the new music whenever it came to Wii U and PlayStation.
And it was hard as shit.
No, it was very difficult.
And it had a great feature that lets you know how much you suck. Because if you pass a level, you get to see all your lives dying. And it's just this spray of meat and blood. And
it made a boss out of all your dead meats.
Yeah. It had some awesome bosses for a platformer. And, I mean, it just had amazing music and platforming. There's not too much else to say. It's a pretty simple game, but
the plot
amazing.
is just he kidnapped your girl, go get him.
Yeah, you gotta save Band-Aid Girl from Dr. Fetus.
The follow-up to our number 1 Xbox game on the last list we did, Fable 2, was just awesome. It gets like the first one. It gets a lot of flack, and more than it deserves, and a lot of it does deserve because it's kind of a buggy mess.
Yeah,
but
it's great.
You know what? It was good. It was fun.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a solid experience.
If you don't take anything Molyneux says seriously, both Fables are good. Fable 3 is bad. Don't go play Fable 3. But it was just a fun time. Good and evil choices. I mean, it kind of almost pioneered that in a way. Like there were games that did it before, but I feel like Fable kind of made it popular, and then Mass Effect made it way more popular than Fable ever did. But it was great. It was one of those RPGs where you can do whatever you want to whoever you want, essentially. Go murder the whole town, it's fine.
Yeah. Fable 2 added way more stuff into Fable 1. Like, the only one thing you couldn't do was, you still couldn't kill kids. But
and we forgot the main feature that it added was the dog.
Yeah,
I was going to say the gun.
But guns were cool. Magic was a little simplified from the first Fable. I didn't like that. And
honestly, I forgot about the dog somehow. I don't know how.
Yeah, he's one of the best boys, but one of the best features of the game is if you eat too much, you turn into a fat slob.
Arguably, one of the first must-have titles for the Xbox 360 was a new franchise, Gears of War.
And it's one of their biggest already.
Oh, and it was amazing. I mean, I was sold the moment I heard Chainsaw Bayonet.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's basically all we needed.
That's all it took. But then you got in, and then you found this absolutely amazing cover system.
Yeah, it was a very well-made game. The plot was just crazy and creepy, and I loved all the locusts, monsters. And
I mean, the Corpser fight was still one of my favorites, not to mention General Rom.
General Rom.
General Rom's the best, and one of the most intense things I've ever experienced in a game was when you just saw this whole platform in the ground and these monsters start crawling out after you.
Oh yeah, it's
It was
terrifying.
insane. And the krill. You can't get past
krill.
the krill were absolutely ridiculous and possibly the most tense I've ever been in a game that wasn't technically survival horror. I did not want to go in the shadows after that.
Yeah.
Like the krill and the berserker.
Oh
Were
my
the two
god, the
that-
the most
berserker.
intense moments we had experienced,
Yeah.
basically. Like that berserker in the church, the first one. I was on the
Because-
edge of my seat. I think I even had to stand up playing because I was just like way too into it.
Yeah, because like I didn't even
Years.
think about the hammer, even though they were talking about it. I was trying to kill it, and it was not working. And I was just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
what is this?
Almost every weapon's incredible. Oh my god. Gears of War is so
Yeah.
awesome.
Now the second and last indie game on the list. I mean, if you had a 360, odds are you and your friends got together and you played Castle Crashers.
Oh,
It is just this amazing
so much fun.
co-op beat 'em up where you just co-op and beat stuff up.
Yeah,
It's, I mean,
like it's
you get your knights and you can choose different colors which represent different powers. Like green, you have poison, which is awesome. And you have ice, fire, electricity, and then they added in just like this whole onslaught
there were
of
so
other
many
knights.
other characters.
And you got these cute little animal buddies that would just float around and like give you buffs and stuff. It was just an amazing game. It was adorable, had excellent music, and it was challenging. And
Yeah.
you could fight your friends to win princess. Like you could fight for the princess, and whoever won got to kiss the princess. And it was just an amazing game and one of the best couch co-op moments for the 360.
The first Modern Warfare game was a huge hit, so you know the second one had to be bigger and better, and it was. Like
Yeah.
that,
It was
it was nuts.
God.
Like
Call
that's
of
just-
Duty wasn't really that big of a name until
Yeah,
Modern Warfare 2, and then you can't stop hearing about it now.
like they come out with a new one that just about every year,
I mean,
if not more than
Yeah,
one a year.
the first
And-
Modern Warfare definitely has its slew of fans that prefer it, but Modern Warfare 2, in my opinion, is definitely what put it on the map for everybody.
Oh yeah,
The
Like it-
multiplayer just went balls to the wall, just nuts, full of way more content
Oh yeah,
than any
Like
Call
it-
of Duty before.
It basically revolutionized online multiplayer.
Forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
My favorite was the Akimbo P90s,
Yeah.
just running around the airport, getting people. The tack knife was amazing. And
yeah,
the-
it just
yeah.
it was just such a fun time, and you could play it with your friends, play it by yourself, play the story, just do whatever you want.
Definitely the biggest single-player RPG that has come out in the past decade would have to be the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Holy hell, it was so good. Like, I did not like Morrowind. I did not like Oblivion. Just not for me, not my kind of game. And then I saw this trailer for Skyrim, and this dude's just yelling shockwaves at a dragon, and I had to go get it.
Yeah, I
It-
mean,
Oh my god, it was so good. Like, I don't know, man. I can't explain why it was so good, because there are definitely games that are better than Skyrim, but anytime I play an open world RPG, I compare it to Skyrim. And
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's a curse. And it was a buggy, horrible mess, and no other game could have gotten away with that but a Bethesda game. And for some reason, I didn't, as long as it wasn't a game-breaking bug, I didn't care. You just are sent into this beautiful winter wasteland, and you get to explore
that's it.
and
Yeah,
do whatever the hell you want. There are,
Explore, kill. Like you
Yeah.
can play it on any console you want. It's been remade
Yeah.
so many times.
because
And-
it's so popular.
Yeah. Like,
It's
there's a reason.
It still sells like crazy because it is crazy good. And if you haven't played Skyrim, if you're holding off or something, like, you really don't have to. You don't have to pull out an old system to play it. Go play it now. Don't be a little hipster and think you're too cool for it. Go play Skyrim,
Yeah.
so you'll know what everyone's talking about. It's amazing.
Xbox mascot is Master Chief, and no console would be complete without a Halo game. And
Oh yeah.
360 had probably the best Halo game because you finished the fight.
Halo 3.
Halo 3 was absolutely incredible. It took everything about the past 2 Halos and bumped it up to the next level and beyond.
It was so good.
The story was incredible. You were Master Chief the entire time.
Single player was on point.
And I mean, you could co-op, and player 2 would be the Arbiter, which is awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And the multiplayer. Oh my god.
Can't talk about Halo and not talk about the multiplayer.
They took everything, all the mistakes, all the bugs, and everything, learned from 2, and just like perfected Halo 3's multiplayer. It was one of the smoothest and most fun online experiences you could have, especially at the time, and even nowadays to some degree. And not to mention like the Forge mode and the custom games, everything about Halo 3 was so much fun.
So good.
I have spent some of my best years of my life playing this game.
My 2 favorite games of this generation of consoles was one we've already talked about in a previous list with Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots. Right under that, and it's a close margin, was Red Dead Redemption. I just loved everything that this game did. Every single thing that this game did was good to me. I did not. Oh my god, it was so good. Just rolling around the western prairie, just doing whatever the hell you want. It's a Rockstar game.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. It's just roaming around. Yeah, I mainly liked hunting. That was my favorite thing to do.
Hunting was fantastic.
Hunting was cool.
Skinning every animal you kill and selling the pelts.
Let me take your coat, madam.
Yeah. John Marston is, I think, my favorite protagonist of all time. He was very, like, deeply layered character. He was flawed, but he was still trying to do the right thing. He was great. Oh, John Marston is just, like, #1 badass in town.
Our first voyage into Pandora was amazing, but the second was just incredible.
Yes.
Like, Borderlands 2 was one of my favorite games I've ever played.
Borderlands 2 was amazing.
So much fun. By yourself, playing with friends, either way, it was still fun. The plot was just crazy all over the place. You had Mr. Torg being hilarious.
Yeah.
And
some of the best DLC campaigns, too. Like, Mr. Torg and Pirate one was awesome.
Mr. Torg was the best.
The Dungeons and Dragons one.
Bunkers and Badasses.
That was fun. And just such a colorful range of characters. A wide difference from the first game in terms of landscape and enemies and just everything.
And oddly enough, with how wacky it was, had a big emotional impact in the story twice.
Yeah, it really did.
2 times, at least. And Handsome Jack is one of the better villains.
Yeah,
he really was.
He's the most lovable and hateable, like,
at the same time, too. It's weird.
I want to punch him and then hang out with him. It's Handsome Jack.
And I cannot wait to see what happens in Borderlands 3.
Some of my fondest memories in gaming were from Gears of War 2's multiplayer. We all our friends had basically the same schedule, or at least enough where we could play with each other every now and again, and we always got on the same mode, which was Guardian. Guardian is possibly my favorite multiplayer mode in any game ever. It was the best time of my life for video games. Playing with Guardian with my buddies was just fantastic. And on top of all that, you had all the other game modes from Gears 2 that were amazing. But the single-player campaign was ridiculous.
That's where it truly shined.
Yeah,
it was so epic.
It was, like, so heroic. Like, it was not as tense as the first Gears, because you were kind of winning. At least the game made you think you were winning the war at this point, and just kind of mopping up the locusts, whatever was left. But no, you weren't winning. They were tricking you. But still, the game felt like you were just this hero, like this heroic leader of an army, going in and mopping up whatever's left, and it was amazing. The campaign was great. It had some decent twists in there.
Yeah.
And, oh my god. Campaign great, multiplayer great. Gears of War 2, that is why it's our #1 Xbox 360 game.
Yeah, I mean,
because the campaign was absolutely fun and fantastic, and the multiplayer was just as good as any Gears of War has ever been, in my opinion.
It's a superb example of what the Xbox 360 can provide you.
Hey, thanks for watching. Did you like the video? Why don't you hit that like and subscribe button? It really helps us grow the channel. And don't forget to ring that bell to join our notification squad. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I put the links in the description just to make it easier for you to get to. And we will catch you next time for the next video from the Bro Trio.